So today I will be talking about humidification of air, or oxygen. So let's say a patient is on a nasal cannula, we'll say 4 liters per minute, which 4 liters or above, so probably about 5, is usually an indication that the patient is going to need some kind of humidified air. However, in this case, we'll just say the patient is also experiencing some dryness in their nasal cavity. So I'm going to set them up on a bubbler. And what a bubbler is basically going to do for them is you're going to hook it up to an air or oxygen source. And from there, so I kind of have a print off. So let's say they'll hook it up to an air source. This will be the out source, so that'll be where their nasal cannula is hooked up to. So as air travels through here, it's going to hit the water and it's going to cause some bubbles to occur, which kind of hints at the name bubbler. But what this will do is it's going to provide them with more cool humidified air. It's going to be more of an absolute humidity. And basically what this is just going to do for them is provide them that relief. So this patient, they're experiencing that dryness. So it's going to help with kind of humidify that airway, humidify the oxygen that is being delivered. Hopefully, most likely, it's going to provide them relief. It doesn't have to necessarily be at 4 liters per minute. That's just an indication that typically anything above that is going to have humidified air. So let's see. Basically, with bubblers, as I said, it's going to travel through, it's going to hit the bubbles kind of diffuse the water. It's not exactly at a 37 degrees Celsius, such as with a wick humidifier. It doesn't have a hot plate or anything like that. It's literally just either a pre-filled sterile water or a dry bottle such as this, which will need to be filled with sterile water. And on that topic of filling a dry bubble humidifier, what you're going to want to do is, instead of you're going to fill it kind of similar to a small volume nebulizer. You don't want to have any contaminants in there, so you're not going to touch the sterile water however it's being poured into it. You don't want to touch the lid, the opening to anything on the inside of this bubbler. It'll help prevent any cross contamination. Let's see. Typically, pre-filled is a bit more common. At least in my experience, I've seen both, and I've used both as a CNA and a med aid, but typically a pre-filled is easier to set up for the patient. That's about it.